You're rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots, and a sexy body full of tats.
Fabio Quartararo expressed his respect for Miller, who he says has incredible courage in controlling the M1 motorcycle on the track. Fabio stated that, even though the two are in different teams, he could not help but admire the way Miller pushes the M1 bike, which is much more daring than himself. According to Quartararo, one of the most striking aspects of Miller's racing style is the way the Australian rider tears through corners with terrifying speed and precision. Jack has a very different style. He is not afraid to take bigger risks. The way he goes through the corners is very aggressive and quite brave. He has a mentality that always wants to be at the limit, and that is very inspiring, said Quartararo. Although Quartararo is known as one of the fastest and most talented riders on the MotoGP grid, he admits that there are many things to learn from Jack Miller, especially about courage and how to handle pressure when at the limit. Maybe I prefer a slightly more cautious approach in some parts of the race, but seeing how Jack mastered the bike in the corners, it really made me think about being more courageous, Quartararo continued. And here's the full news. As the new MotoGP season approaches, the competition among the top riders is heating up. One of the interesting stories that have emerged in recent weeks is the recognition of Fabio Quartararo, a Monster Energy Yamaha rider, who humbly recognizes the greatness of one of the riders who now defends the Yamaha satellite team, Jack Miller. In an exclusive interview, Quartararo did not hesitate to give great praise to Miller, who according to him has far more courage in exploring the potential of the Yamaha YZR M1 motorbike than he does. Although the two riders come from two different teams and compete at the same level, Quartararo admits that he often feels anxious and is more cautious in taking sharp corners, while Miller, with his aggressive racing style, always seems ready to challenge the limits. This is clearly reflected in the way Miller pushes his Ducati bike to the max, even in stressful conditions. Jack really has a very different racing style from me. He's always more daring, especially when it comes to the very technical corners. The way he pushes the bike and maximizes every potential, it's incredible. I often see him going through corners in a way that I don't, and it makes me wonder, do I have to start being more daring too? Said Quartararo in an admiring tone. Jack Miller's courage in exploring the potential of the M1 bike and taking every corner with high speed and precise control has really become a hot topic among MotoGP observers and riders. Although Miller is not a rider who always performs consistently in every race, he has proven that he is capable of showing extraordinary performance, especially when facing difficult situations. Quartararo, who is known for his smooth and precise racing style, feels that he needs to add more courage in himself to compete more closely with rivals in this prestigious event. Jack often goes through the corners in a very extraordinary way. Not only fast, but also in a very risky way. That's probably one of the reasons why he can sometimes be outstanding, and on the other hand, sometimes he's also in trouble. But I really admire his courage. That's what I sometimes lack, Quartararo continued. Miller, who joined Pramac Ducati after several seasons with the factory Honda and KTM teams, has a freer and more expressive approach to his racing. Unlike Quartararo, who prefers stability and focuses on succeeding in a more consistent way, Miller is a rider who does not hesitate to take big risks, even if it means going against the grain. At times, Miller seems to defy gravity in ways that many people can't imagine. Quartararo, on the other hand, who has made history as the 2021 MotoGP World Champion, is better known for his ability to keep his bike stable, avoid mistakes, and maintain speed in a very measured way. This style of racing is very effective, but is often challenged when the bike faces stressful situations in sharp corners, as is often the case on European circuits with high technical characteristics. On several occasions, I felt that my M1 was capable of more, but I didn't always have the courage to maximize it. I was more cautious, especially in the corners that were quite difficult. But seeing Jack go through the corners with that kind of speed, I started to think that maybe I need to be more courageous in this regard, said Quartararo, who also wisely admitted that maturity in competition is key in maintaining the balance between courage and caution. With this different philosophy, there are many things Quartararo can learn from Miller. While Quartararo tries to maximize the potential of the bike in a more structured and stable way, Miller uses courage and instinct to deal with pressure from his opponents. In this sense, Quartararo sees that there is a great advantage in taking a little more risk, especially in terms of corner speed, which can be decisive at the end of the race. Miller, known for his flamboyant racing style, has shown that he is a rider who is not afraid to challenge the physical limits of the bike. This was evident in the last few races, where he managed to show the maximum potential of his Ducati bike, even when the conditions were not favorable. Quartararo, on the other hand, although very strong in terms of strategy and consistency, feels that he needs to be bolder to keep up with the pressure coming from riders like Miller, who always appears confident at every corner. I think every rider has their own way of dealing with pressure, and Jack's style is more focused on adrenaline and courage. That's what makes him different from me. I respect the way he controls the bike and takes risks. Maybe I can learn a little from that, concluded Quartararo, who, although still a major contender in the race for the MotoGP world title, admits that the development of a racing style will be a key factor in the course of his career. With the competition getting tougher on the MotoGP grid, the difference in racing styles will certainly be an interesting thing to watch. Will Jack Miller's boldness in controlling the M1 motorcycle yield better results, or will the stability-first Quartararo continue to dominate? Time will tell, but one thing is for sure, the tension and rivalry between these two riders will further enrich the drama of MotoGP in the coming seasons.
I see her rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots and a sexy body full of tats. Baby's bad, oh baby's hella bad. After her there ain't no coming back. Wanna take a run at that. I think she's feeling me, turn it up a few degrees. My imagination of her body gets the best of me. Oh gosh, she's such a tease, bitten lips, bruised knees. I'm addicted to her, need her touching me, cause she got a bad little waist. And we tearing down this place, off the liquor that we chase. Got some egos to the face, baby I don't need no space. Coming closer for a taste, and I'll show you how I make everything just fade away. Cause she's like sex, drugs, cocaine, body so insane. Jealous of the clothing that she wears up on that tight frame. All game, no shame, baby came here to play. I feel like an addict cause she's sex, drugs, cocaine. Got a fine little body and